Hi everybody, welcome to our lesson on circle graphs. I find this one is pretty simple. A lot of you do already know basic concepts of graphing. So I want to compare a couple of graphs we've worked with. A circle graph represents data as part of a circle. Obviously, that's why it's a circle graph. And it's data out of 100, or eventually when we learn about percentages, it'll be out of a percentage. But right now for this lesson, we're going to basically do things that are out of 100. So when you want to compare different categories, yesterday's lesson had to do with bar graphs. So when you were looking at wins, losses, and ties, 3 different categories, that's best represented in a bar graph, not in a circle graph. And then if you're looking at change over time, you're looking at a line graph. So like if we had 2015, 16, 17, and let's say that it is how tall you are. And let's say that you were 5 feet, 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to do 5, 1, 5, 2, 5, 3, 5, 4, and you were 5 feet in 2015, then you were 5'2" in 16. So you would represent that on this kind of a graph, a line graph, because there's a line that goes up. Sometimes we talk about stock changes daily, that sort of thing. But circle graph is out of 100. I just wanted to show you the different kinds of graphs you can use because it really makes a difference what you choose. So in your book there is a circle graph, and forgive my artwork, but I am going to go like this, and then I'm going to go like this. There is a way you can actually figure out angles. I'm not going to go into that today. We're just going to go with overall visuals here. I'm going to do a blue here, and I'll do a yellow in the other one. These are, and I'm going to put the numbers that should add up to 100. So this is going to be 7, this is 15, and this is 78. So if you add up 78, 15, and 7, should end up with 100. Yep, that's a good thing because we want them to end up with 100. For the sake of time, I just went ahead and wrote, these are opinions of roller coasters when we surveyed 100 kids. Not for real, but you know, for the sake of my circle graph here. So we surveyed 100 kids. 7 kids do not like them at all. They will not go on them. Not their favorite thing. 15 are like, well, they're okay, but I'd rather go on some of those spinny rides that Mrs. McKinley can't do anymore because she's old. But 78 said, like Mrs. McKinley, they are great. Put me on a crazy one. I love roller coasters, all kinds of roller coasters. So I can ask you information about the data, like what do most people like to do when they go, most of these kids like to do when they go there? Well, 78 say, yay, we're gonna go. We're going to like it. And then 15 of them would be okay with that. So there would be 93 kids that would be okay with a new roller coaster if we all went. There'll just be 7 that maybe would want to hang close to a teacher who also doesn't like them or something like that. Okay, so the other thing that you might be asked, so let's say we did survey 100 kids, which is a lot of kids. How many kids would you anticipate if we surveyed 300 kids? How many do you think maybe would say, boo, I do not like roller coasters? Well, we may not get exact, but we're probably going to be pretty close. So if this is out of 100 kids, you'd have to multiply this 7 times 3, which would be 21 kids out of 300 people surveyed? Well, let's say that we are going to do 500 kids. We're going to combine all of the elementary schools, and there are going to be 500 kids at this amusement park. So now this was out of 100 kids. So the teachers are going to get together and say about how many kids aren't going to like roller coasters. We've surveyed 100. Well, then you would do 7 times 5, because this is out of 100 kids. Out of 5 times that is going to be about 35 kids who are not going to like roller coasters when we go to the amusement park. So that's how we use the data when we actually survey a certain number of people out of 100. You can kind of make a guess. Again, it's not going to be 100% accurate, but it will take a lot less time than surveying 500 people. We do this a lot in our world where we have a sample that we will survey or ask opinions of, and that will represent a bigger portion. We do that a lot during our political seasons where they call a certain number of people and they call those polls. About this many people are voting for this candidate versus this candidate, or about this many people say that the issue of the quality of our roads is very, very important to them as a voter. And maybe they only surveyed 500 people out of, maybe 50,000 that they're going to have votes from. And they'll make predictions based on how many people they surveyed. So you're going to see a lot cuter pie charts, but here you look at the difference between chocolate and vanilla. Unless they had numbers there of favorite flavors, these are pretty even. They're not exactly the same. A few more like chocolate, but the least favorite of the 3 is strawberry, which is interesting. Again, this is out of 100 people, and they did this over here. Let's predict how much ice cream we would need for 300 people. And if we maybe wanted to get vanilla, well, we would have to multiply 38 times 3. If it's 300, we would need to be able to serve 114 students or kids or families. We'd need to serve 114 vanilla ice cream. Ice cream or frozen yogurt is probably healthier, sorry. So they're going to ask you to compare data. You can do it just by looking at it if there's no numbers. You can do it because of the numbers that you see here. It's a really cool way to be able to see data, and our brains really like those pictures. So those of you who are like me, who have a picture brain, and that's the way your brain works, you're really going to enjoy working on the lesson today. And pondering graphs. When we get a little bit more into angles and percentages, you will learn how to create an exact circle graph and down to how many degrees each of these angles are if you are going to create one yourself, which is kind of fun. Enjoy the lesson today. Ask me if you have questions, but a lot of students really find that this is the way their brain works, and they're good to go with it. Enjoy your time. Remember to do Khan Academy after, and I will tell you the time that you can pursue other things. Thanks, everyone.